or flying at a planet one time.
Yeah. I was like,
Oh,
get to that damn star.
Yeah. You never got any closer, did you?
No.
Can we hire like Banu, or is it only humans?
No, I don't know. It's sort of. I think potentially it sort of depends. I wouldn't necessarily rule out the fact that maybe they could hire like definitely Tavaria. It's really kind of a lot of that. Like for instance, we're long term we'll support like people playing like as a Banu or a Jean or Tavarian. We're not right from the beginning, mostly for a content reason. It's just having to build the full motion set and all the rest of the stuff that you would need for the alien race. So those would all be sort of extra like expansions that would come down the road once the game was fully live.
Would those be like expansions, like a living story expansion, or will it be like kind of like a mini expansion? You know what I mean? Like, all right, you got much content, or will it be like, all right, there's a story that's going to arc through these multiple expansions. Like every 3 weeks, you're going to have something that expands their story. Like,
Well, the whole game's like a living story. So like, there's not any. It's not going to be like some of the older MMO games would be like. Here's a game. It's sort of the world's sort of static, doesn't really change much, and then here's a big, update, and now the world's different and changed. This is the whole goal with this is that we're going to roll out content hopefully every week. So like this week, the idea would be like this. I'm not saying it's like a big ship every week because that's not easy. But like there's always something that's like rolling down the pipe. So 1 week it could be a new star system, another week it could be a set of new weapons, a week after it could be a new ship, could be a set of missions.
A new law passes where taxation gets hyped. Like that.
There's all the so the idea is that we're looking at what's happening in the game and reacting to that and weaving some of the events that the players are doing themselves into the fiction that we're feeding out there and putting it into our news broadcasts and stuff, so people feel like their actions actually really are part of the world.
Right, so like some of the large, not to use the word boss, like alpha NPCs that I'm sure your group's going to take out first, gets taken out, and then maybe you'll roll out a scatter, and now there's 3 or 4 different types, and they have their own area, and that'd be your idea of a weekly.
Like so for whatever, like if you have a big boss monster, right, whatever, Glitch King or something, and that gets taken out, like in our world, we don't it doesn't respawn and that it's gone, and then we'll replace him, her, whatever with just like in the real world, you take out a mob boss, there's usually some other mob boss that steps into the shoes.
4 others who start battling for.
But we'll use that'll affect it. So like, and the idea is that the player that achieves that sort of gets that's part of his achievement, really, basically.
And you'll have like an achievement panel or something. It's like, hey, he did this cool stuff.
Well, I think the idea is like when you like when your character passes away, it certainly will be like on his gravestone. This is the guy that killed this and discovered this jump point. And that's
we talked about like the incorporating into the Galactopedia, like.
You would be in the game
So like in the arc, like if you went to the arc or something.
Right.
Yeah, totally. No, and also in the game. So your
Toy
character,
Fighter
it will we'll be updating the history of the world.
Oh, so you'll be updating the arc, like.
Yeah, totally, absolutely. Yeah, and we'll be folding in player actions into that that are relevant to it. So the idea, the cool thing is, so hopefully people will aspire to be someone that like does something big. It's
So
like the
if
real
you guys
world,
discover
right?
a jump point in day 4, someone playing it 10 years down the road will know that you guys were the ones who discovered the jump point.
That's awesome because everyone.